Hi, happy September. It's I think the 5th of September right now, so we're just starting, and I just want to have just a little catch up or a little chat with you. I thought we'd come outside. You'll hear airplanes and wind and things, but you know, I like it out here, and we can't be out here forever, so when winter comes, I'll wish I could sit out here with you guys. So anyway, I feel like I've been a little bit MIA recently. I don't know what it is. I just haven't, I've just been busy and doing a whole bunch of things, and I just haven't taken you guys along with me as much, which is so strange because I love having you guys along with me whenever I go or do anything. So, and I want to apologize again if my camera, right now it says it wants to focus right here. So there we go. Now it's back to I don't even know. Anyway, I'm sorry if I'm out of focus. So yeah, that's September starting, and let's see what's happening. Recently, in the last few weeks, I have had gone to some horse shows with my daughter, and she's done beautifully well. She's finishing her season up, and so far she's in the top #1 spot for her group, so which is really cool. So she's hoping to hang on to that with her next couple horse shows. So that's been happening, and we've been busy with that. Just some traveling here and there. I went to go visit my parents. It's about a 5 to 6 hour drive depending on traffic, so I went to go visit them recently and hang out with them, and I'm going to be going there more often, just back and forth. I need to see them more often. It's just getting to that point where I have the ability to do so. Things are a little bit more settled down here. Everyone's working, everyone's out of school. It's all good. So yeah, I'm gonna go visit them more often, so that's really cool. Starting to look for a new car for me, so we've been out looking at new cars, and I think I want to go with an SUV kind of a thing now. I'm not sure. I'm in a sedan right now, and all my years of driving an SUV and a minivan when the kids were really little, I really enjoy being up high. So I don't know. I'm kind of liking that. I thought it was time in my life I could go down to a sedan and just be more zippy and here, there, and the next place, and just a smaller being on the road. I didn't need all that space, but I really like the space in the car. So anyway, looking at things like that. So I've been going to dealerships, and we've been spending some weekend time, trying different things out and deciding what I want to go to next for my next car or automobile. So that's been taking up some time, and just things like that, just getting ready for the end of summer and so forth. And I haven't really been doing anything too exciting to bring you along with, so that's why I haven't been with you guys. So what are you guys up to? What happens for you in the fall? Many of you I know have kids going back to school, and that's always an exciting and scary and sometimes sad time for moms, and for the kids. Do your kids like going back to school? Are they all excited and jumping around about it, or are they just dreading it and hating every second of it, or somewhere in between? Because for my girls, every year, especially when they were little, like elementary age or whatever, they were excited, but they also would, didn't really want to leave home and, all the fun from the summer and stuff. So, but they generally had a very good time in school. They enjoyed school for the most part, usually, so it wasn't too horrific when school time came back up again. I always found that, some moms are like, wow, the kids, finally I got rid of the kids, they're back to school, and it's so much more relaxing, which it didn't seem that way to me at all. Having the kids at home was much more relaxing. Over the summer we could just do whatever, and school year was just schedules and homework and making sure all the paperwork's together for this, and did you sign this, and did you do that release, and did you all that kind of thing. The library books, when do they go back, da da da. So it seemed like it was an extra job for the parent, for me. And being that I was a teacher, I understand all that stuff too. But yeah, it was a lot of work, having kids in school and taking care of all that. And if you're doing it right, you know what I mean, and keeping up on everything and making sure your children are kept up on everything, it's a job. It really is, to having kids in school. So, but it was a fun part of my life. I really enjoyed it, and I'm kind of sad that part's over, but that's okay. Always moving on to something new. So anyway, I just want to check in with you guys, tell you that everything is fine. I have not been missing for any specific reason or anything bad, just life has been getting in the way, and I have some videos planned, as I keep telling you guys, and I really do. I have some things planned that I want to really start working on more, and I will get those up and running, and I will see you guys then. Right now I'm getting ready to go to, I think many of you probably know I volunteer at our food bank in our area. It serves a large portion of our state, and I volunteer when I can. I used to work there every week. I don't do that every week anymore, but I volunteer when I can. And today we're doing it's every year they put this thing on called a poverty simulation. At first glance, it's kind of strange, right? It's like we have to simulate poverty, but for many, many people, you know, even if you've grown up in even in a lower middle class kind of a family or whatever, you just don't know how awful it is to have to go through some of the choices that people in a very low income or poverty level have to go through. And so basically what this whole deal is, it's like a simulation where I go out, I'm volunteering as being one of the tables. It's a big room, there's these different tables, and each table is something, like you're the grocery store, or you're the hospital, or you're the school, or whatever, the social services. And the people that come in to do this situation are usually like nursing students or something. They sign up to do this, and they get their scenario, they get a packet that says what they are. Like, let's say their packet says that they're a single mother of 2 and their second child has diabetes, so they need medicine for their child, and they're given a certain amount of money, you know, for the week, and they're told they have to do this, that, and the next thing. So the first week starts, and they go around from table to table. Like, they have to take their child to school, they have to register them, they have to make sure their child has medicine, so they have to go to the clinic table, you know, to get medicine for their child. They have to go to the grocery store, and to see how they have to handle the whole thing. And by the end of the simulation, it goes week by week for 4 weeks. They meet, I mean, it's all happens in 2 hours time, but after a certain amount of time, a bell rings, and that was week 1, you know, and then they have to, as a family, sit down and figure out where they needed to change things, what they need to spend money on next week instead of what they did last week, and so forth. And toward the end, people really see that, you know, they had to choose between giving medicine to their children and buying food for the family for the week. You know, and how could they cut corners, and how, you know, what could they give up to have what they need? And it's very eye-opening for people who were brought up in middle-class families or above, just to see the struggle. So if you are a nursing student or someone, and you're going to be, or even a teacher, you're going to be working with the whole general public, and you will have, like I did have when I taught 2nd grade, I had a student, a little boy, who came into class every day in the same clothes. He was hungry. So basically what we did is I arranged to get another set of clothes for him, and I would take his clothes home, I would wash them, bring them back, he'd change real quick before class, and I'd take those clothes home and wash them, and I'd bring him a muffin. Many times I'd bring him some things in the morning to eat so he'd have something. And you know, you have to understand that people do have different situations, and they're struggling in ways that, of course, he can't study, he's so hungry, you know. So you have to understand that, and that's what this poverty simulation kind of helps people to understand. So I'm going to volunteer for that today. So it's going to be a 3-hour event at the food bank, and I think it's an absolutely wonderful thing, and I'm glad to be able to help out with that again this year, because it's very eye-opening and really neat. So that's what I'm getting ready to go do right now, and I'm sure I will be back on here with some sort of a video talking to you about something real soon. Thanks, guys. Bye.